Hi everyone, it's me Karen Logan here from Authentically Me TV. Just coming to talk to you about homeschooling tools and tips. And I'm here in my comfy chair in the little corner of my room. My daughter says I need to spruce it up a little bit. I might do that. But I'm more simplistic, but I might put something back there. Anyway, so I just wanted to come and share just a few tips that we use while homeschooling, and things that I really enjoyed homeschooling our kids. I enjoyed the freedom that it gave. I enjoyed the different programs that we used. I I just enjoyed the entire process, and I also enjoyed when they went to school too. So, and I know I'm not an anomaly. We combined both of them, and I think it worked pretty well for our family, in some respects. In other respects, sometimes transitions weren't as smooth as we would have hoped that they would be, but you work through it and you do the best that you can. So the one tip that I would give is to decide first and foremost if you would like to, or if you're going to homeschool or unschool. It just depends on what works best for your family. Homeschooling is basically the traditional approach, where you have desk or a table where everybody does their work. You choose a program based on what best suits your family, what have you. Unschooling is giving the opportunity for your students to basically have free reign to decide how they want to learn, what they want to learn, when they want to learn, and I've seen both of them work very successfully, so I don't have a complaint about either one. As a matter of fact, I think at some points during homeschooling you are kind of unschooling, because you're really trying to find out what works best for maybe one particular child, as opposed to all of your children together. And so, I've seen both of them work really well and be very successful. So I don't have a complaint about either one. For us, we chose the homeschooling, and I chose the more hands-on approach. All our children learn basically differently. So we had a child that was primarily a visual learner. Then we had one who's kinesthetic. She loves to touch everything. And then I had another child who was basically could learn anyway. And then our son needed a more therapeutic approach to learning, and so everything had to be slowed down so that he could have a better understanding of the material. And basically, with homeschooling, it allowed me to go at our own pace. The other thing, when I first started homeschooling, we chose a program that best suited us, not only our children, but financially as well. We went with Home Study International, which was kind of expensive, but I thought it worked really well for our family. It was we chose the accredited program at first. That way, I wasn't grading my children's work. I was actually, all their tests and quizzes and things were being turned in. And then they would get you turn it in, you send it in, and then all of it was sent back to you, and with grades on it and things, and they got a report card. And that worked good for us, because when I was ready for them to go attend regular school, or just the actual go to a classroom with other students other than siblings, they had report cards that I didn't just make up or have to do, or transcripts that I had to come up with. They were done by the actual people who ran the program, so I really like that. Also, it also gave us during the accredited program, it gave us the ability to do a payment plan per child. So it really helped out when you had multiples, that you were homeschooled, multiple children going through the same program. So that really helped. And yeah, I just enjoyed that all together. So I say choose a program that works really good for your family. The next thing I would do is, after you choose a program and know where your kids are going to be studying, make a schedule. And I would say, now that I think about it, have a schedule. I would say decide what's most important to you as far as how your flexibility will work, whether you'll be able to put in field trips and things, but decide what it is. Decide the days that you want to have field trips. Decide the days that you want to be able to take a break and get through the program. As long as you can make it through the program, that's what's most important. But I did have a schedule from the time they got up. And all of them had a copy of the schedule until the time that school was over. School was basically over for us. Well, for me, it was over by 1 o'clock. And I say for me because if they had any schoolwork after 1 o'clock, it was mostly things that they had not completed while we were actually in the process of doing school. So then basically it was their homework. And we did schedule outings and things. The other thing I would say, my next tip would be make sure you have a support group, some group of people that you can talk to, share ideas with, glean information from those who've been homeschooling longer. Talk to them, pick their brains. They might not have all the answers, but at least they can give you some support. And I would say before you join a group, make sure that the activities that you'll be able to take part in them. I say that because sometimes, because of the course load that I chose for our family, we had to stay pretty much on a particular schedule. So sometimes when there were probably about 2 or 3 field trips during the week or 2 or 3 activities, we couldn't attend all 3. So our family would choose or decide on the one activity that we wanted to do that week. However, I will say this, that when we were closer to the program, when we were stationed on Lodges Field Air Base in Lodges Field, Portugal, the military families there, because we were on the base, it made it so much easier for us to each week join them in physical education classes together with the other homeschooling kids, do a sport with the other homeschooling kids, take part in writing classes that other homeschooling moms were giving. So if you live in close proximity, great. But when we first started homeschooling, we were stationed down in Biloxi, Mississippi. So the homeschooling group was further away from us. So it would take us probably about 40 minutes to get there. So it would disrupt our program quite a bit to go 2 or 3 times during the week. So we just chose how many times we wanted to participate based on what it was that we were doing. And then my last tip, well, no, it wouldn't be my last. My other tip would be, as you order supplies for your kids, like the books and things, before you order the books from a particular program, or like Home Study International has its own place where you can order the books from them. However, get the ISBN code off the book that you need to order. Type it into Alibris, ALIBRIS.com. And a lot of times I was getting those books for $1. Now, my shipping would probably be about $5, but hey, it was so worth it to get a book that was normally $190 for $2 or $3. I mean, it was used, but all I needed was the book itself, and if it was intact, and sometimes it, may or may not have had writing in it or what have you, but I just needed the book, and I did not want to pay $190 or sometimes $200 or even $80 for a book. So if you can save the money on the book, look at Alibris, look at Amazon. There are so many places where you can get the books now. When I was homeschooling in the early days, it was really, really difficult to find these books. And I remember getting together with a good friend of mine and, asking her where did she, we would talk about the books and how much it cost. Because it wasn't just, if we just paid the fee for the accredited program, that would have been fine, the tuition fee. However, when you added the tuition fee with the book fee, sometimes it was I won't say astronomical, but at that time, working with, my husband was in the military, working, one family income, it was, yeah, it was huge. So those savings were great. Also, nowadays, you don't necessarily even have to have books. There are wonderful moms out there who have created whole programs, whole homeschooling programs that are available online. Just Google it, free homeschooling materials, free homeschooling programs, free, and they'll have the teacher's guides and lessons and everything. Save yourself some money, especially if you have more than one child that you're homeschooling. It can get pretty expensive. And the other places, look at other places like for the different manipulative blocks and things like that that you need during kindergarten, first, second, third grades. We found a lot of those at didax.com, didax.com. Wonderful website, wonderful people there, and just type that in. You can get a whole lot. I'm looking because I'm thinking. And there was another website that I can't think of right now that we went to in order to get different things for, like when my children were in kindergarten. We actually set up just like in the old school kindergarten classroom where they had part of the year they will have it set up like a kitchenette and what have you, and then the second half of the year they will have it set up maybe like a more like like a little job section where you could choose what you wanted to be, whether it was a fireman or a teacher or something. The dress up area, they had all of that. So we did that as well. And check out places where if you want to set your room up just like a classroom, there are so many public schools and Christian schools that at the end of the school year they give away books, they give away desks, and these are for free. So check out Craigslist, the free listings, and type in school desk, school chairs, school books, and there will be a lot of people. They'll give school books away, from books that are for kindergarten all the way to a 12th grade supplies. So get some of that supplies for free. Save your money. And last but not least, enjoy homeschooling. Enjoy it. Don't rush through it. It's It's a marathon, not a sprint. And your kids are going to take it all in. I've seen, we have our second one getting ready to go off to college as well. And I mean, they do well. They really do. I mean, the stress we create for ourselves is greater than what the actual outcome is. They do well. And when they go off to school, it's just kind of incredible to see that all the hard work and effort that you put into it. So that's it for today. I didn't want to take up all your time, but be blessed out there. Enjoy it. Take heart. You won't get these years back. So, and make sure you have a good supportive friend or friends or circle of friends to talk to. And, and whether your mom or dad takes a little bit of me time out, take yourself to lunch sometimes. Find some things that you like to do, and that way it gives you a breather, away from the kids sometimes. But just enjoy it. You won't get this time back again. And so I think that's all. So you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye.